Good afternoon, everybody. It's another story time. I think we're on episode 72 or something like that. I'm kind of on a roll sharing some past stories related to, my time as a dispatcher with Delaware State Police. This one is very, very interesting. It was very, very I was able to witness this firsthand, and it was just something very, very crazy, right? Currently, as I'm doing this video, I have a video talking about another very reliable alarm system. So it made me think about this event. So I in today's video that is airing, I say today is the 23rd, I believe, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's a video running right now. So by the time you see this, it's probably going to be the next day. But one of the other very, very reliable alarm systems was for a real large department store called Wanamaker. John Wanamaker's was the official name. And the Wanamaker's family was very, very wealthy. They were, they kind of lived up where all the DuPonts lived, and very, very successful. But they were right on the jurisdictional line between the Delaware State Police and the city police. And literally, like, the Brandywine River was right there, and then there was a bridge. And so, like, literally, a stone's throw away was the city limits. So that particular establishment had a very, very high-tech alarm system for that time. Once again, this was in the 80s, but it was very, very cool to see this firsthand. That was like a 3-level big department store. I don't want to call it like a silo shaped. I don't remember how many sides. It might have been like hexagon or something. I don't remember. But basically, it was real wide, but also very vertical. So I knew that department store very well because my mom always shopped there when when I was a kid growing up. So I knew it very well. But on this particular evening, I say evening, and once again, it's the middle of the night, probably like 3 o'clock in the morning. There's an alarm activation. So I'm riding along with the trooper. I forget what trooper I was with. I think I have an idea, but I don't want to speak out of hand. But we arrive, and it's a hit again. There's another hit. It's a very reliable alarm system. So mind you, this department store is 3 levels, and it's massive on the inside. There is like all kinds of places you can hide. So they end up securing the perimeter. Then I'm trying to remember the exact sequence. I'm pretty sure the alarm company showed up, and then an employee from the establishment showed up. So they ended up going in. We end up going into the. I was with the trooper that we went into the room that had the alarm panel, and it would show you little dots where they were receiving motion sensors. So they knew the person was still on the first floor, the ground level. So dogs arrived. I'll never forget. Corporal Howard Border was there with his German Shepherd. He shows up, but this was like the most impressive thing I've ever seen. So inside, they knew that the person was inside, hiding somewhere inside of all these clothing racks on the ground level. So they're looking at each other. Now they have it all lit up so they can see. And they're looking to each other, and they're like talking. And all of a sudden, this was the coolest thing I've ever seen, witnessed in my entire life. All these troopers are in there. There's probably at least a half a dozen, just regular patrol units, and then you have the canine, and then I'm pretty sure the city police were set up on the perimeter, and just all craziness is about to happen. So they're talking, and it's a very, very echoey type building. So they're talking like, hey, we know you're here. You know, you're still on this ground floor. We know you're here. Just come out. I'm not going to be a problem. You know, you're surrounded. You know, all is good. And sorry, there's roofers working in the background. Never fails every time I try and do a video. But so they're going on and on and on, and nobody's showing their face. Well, you can hear the German Shepherd like off in the background, like in the entryway, the corridor, whatever. So they kind of hope, you know, that's kind of like a last resort to send the dog in. At that time, the way this situation was unfolding. So what they do is they go, and then all of a sudden you hear, all these troopers had all their shotguns, and nobody was saying anything. And it just echoed, like, I'll never forget. It was like, it was most impressive. When you hear all these shotguns just chambering a load, and you're, it just echoed. And everybody was totally silent, right? Trying to get the guy to, like, you know, realize, like, you know, some serious stuff's fixing to happen here. So, nothing. So now that they bring in, Howard Border brings in his dog. I wish I could remember his dog's name. I remember that dog vividly. I was real good friends with the family. And his dog is just salivating and whining and just growling and just waiting for the signal, you know, just let me loose so I can get a piece of this guy. We all know he's in here because he had the scent and everything. And finally we're like, hey, you got like 3 seconds. We're sending the dog in. All of a sudden the guy's like, no, don't send no dog, you know. It was funny. So that dude, that was very, very, I mean, I've seen the canines in action, and but what was most impactful or impressive to me was just hearing the echoes of those shotguns. There was probably at least 6, 7 shotguns that were all chambered. They were ready to go to battle, because you don't know what the dude's, you know, what he's holding, or what, you know, what his mentality is, his mental state of mind is. But real tall ceilings, so everything echoed. But that's all. It's like, you know, I witnessed that firsthand, which was really, really cool, and it really helped me as a dispatcher to understand how the officers approach different crime scenes. You know, how they handle that, going to the alarm control box to physically see a really good system in action. And they said, yeah, we've had no motion detection on the 2nd or 3rd floor. The person is still on the ground floor. So that was really, really cool to see. Anyway, I do encourage everybody to support the Thin Blue Line. Law enforcement officers are out there busting their ass every day for, you know, our safety, you know. Just like the military people, you know, they're out there, you know, freedom is not free. So just remember that. And I just wanted to share that story. You know, one day I'm going to kick the bucket, and I feel better feeling like I've shared some important things, true life incidents. You know, they're not always the greatest things, or I know some people, you're going to say you're a wannabe. You know, if I didn't have a problem with color vision, I know what could have been, but I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm not okay with it, but I'm dealing with it, and I've dealt with it. So I'm just trying to share my life experiences the way they occurred at those times. So hopefully we're going to move on to a different topic sometime in the near future. I always seem to remember a different story, like, you know, when you're dealing with that stuff for 8 years or more. I worked for them for 8 years, and then I did ride-alongs for a good 2 years prior. So there's a lot of stories. I'm sure I don't remember them all, but they always come back to me a little bit, you know. Peace out, folks. Just remember, always know your legal limits, support the Thin Blue Line, and remember, #find a way to serve.